Hi YouTube, welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to be showing you how I do my version of the Asian stuffed chicken wing. What I start out with is I start out with my bigger sized chicken wing. I cut around the bone and kind of release the ligament away from the cartilage, pulling the meat back as I cut, trying to just flip it inside out. What you want to do is you want to flip it so that you know exactly where it's tugging, and you're going to cut to where it's tugging. So just ever so slightly slit the ligament. Don't cut too hard because you will cut and open to the skin, and then it won't be a solid pocket for you to put your stuffings in. And also the stuffing will be leaking out if you were to make a hole in the actual skin and pocket. This part is the hardest part from deboning the chicken because there's two cartilage stuck with each other. You want to do your best and just peel it ever so slightly away from the first bone and then the second bone without having to cut through the skin. And the skin is holding just the bone, doesn't even have a meat in between. That's the hardest part. Once you go past this part, it's easy. Um, I'm having a hard time because this is a bigger wing and bigger ligaments. So I'm pulling down as I go, and wherever I'm stuck, I'm still just slithering it away slightly, just slightly cut. Patience is key to this recipe when you're deboning the chicken. I am going to be cutting the bone off. For these bones, sometimes I keep them for stock. Sometimes if there's not enough meat, I just throw it out. But this two little skinny bones, I just pull it back, and whatever ligaments still stuck on there, I use the knife and I just kind of slit to let go to release it. And for this, it's easy. You just twist those two little bones and it will be released from the socket where it's holding it. You don't have to cut the cartilage out. You could just twist it and pull out the bone, and it's not too hard. It's actually really easy. There you go. And now you see the inside of your chicken wing, but when you flip it inside out back to normal, you have an empty or a socket where you can put your stuffings in. I like to season my wings while I do my stuffings with 1 tablespoon of chicken powder, bouillon, 1 tablespoon of the Mazola chicken powder. I also use 1 tablespoon of salt and 1 tablespoon of black pepper. While I let them sit on the side, I take my ingredients, my shredded carrots, half cabbage, and 1 bag of bean noodles. I soak the bean noodles in warm water. While it's soaking, I cut through my vegetables. So I'm starting off shredding my cabbage. With half this cabbage, it's going to give me about 2 to 3 cups of shredded cabbage. For the shredder, I like to use this one that I found at the Asian store. And for the bigger pieces, I cut them to shreds, and then I keep on shredding them so that I have even shredded cabbage where I know that it's going to cook evenly. Next, I'm going to use an onion. Just 1 onion, it should be fine. And you can use any type of onions. I just happen to have the yellow onions. I'm going to use a knife and just thinly slice them up. And with this, you don't want to make it too big or too small. For me, I like to make it just right. And gather it all up and put it in 1 mixing bowl along with the shredded carrots in the bag. Okay. And then you're going to put it in 1 bowl. So now we got the cabbage, the carrots, and the onions mixed. We're going to look at the bean 3 noodles. Once it's nice and fluffy, then they are ready to be drained and cut. I drained it in one of the strainers, and I'm cutting it to smaller pieces, maybe about 1.5 to 2 inches length. I don't want to make it too short, and I don't want to leave it too long. Um, I would rather have it short than long, though. If it's too long, it's gonna be messy. It's gonna not go inside the wing as good as having it short. And I just mix it all up. Once I'm already set aside my dry ingredients, I am using 1 tablespoon of salt, 1 tablespoon of black pepper, 1 tablespoon of both of those chicken powder. It's up to you if you want to use the chicken powder, but for me, I like to use for more flavors. And I'm putting my chicken powders in first, and then my salt and my black pepper next. After that, I am getting all my wet ingredients together. I like to put about 1 to 2 tablespoons of each. Um, for this recipe right now, I'm putting 1 tablespoon of this seasoning sauce. And while I go and get my measuring spoons, I have to readjust my camera because you can't really see it. So I'm using the tablespoon is teaspoon instead of tablespoon. I'm using 2 teaspoons of the seasoning sauce, and now I'm using my soya bean sauce. That is going to be 1 tablespoon. I'm going to eyeball about 2 to 3 uh, spoons of the oyster sauce. And as you can see, I am just tossing all the ingredients together, making sure that it's coated well. I'm just mixing it so that your ingredients are all mixed well and it tastes good. At this time, you would want to taste if it's salty enough for you, sweet enough for you. Right now is the time to taste it and see what you want to put in addition. Now I'm going to get all the wings and I'm going to stuff them one by one. Want to make sure that everything goes in. Don't overstuff your chicken wings. You want to keep the wings nice and clean. And when you broil it, put it on high. Do not bake. If you bake, your chicken wings are going to soggy up and it's going to not taste like how you would want it to be. So I'm just putting it one by one, and I have the oven set on high already. I have it set on high already, so it's warming up for me, and I'm putting all the wings together, lined up so that when I do turn, it's nice and easy for me to turn it. And don't don't make it too messy because for the broil, it's going to cook on top. It's not going to cook on the bottom. I turn them every 15 to 20 minutes according to how hot your oven is. My oven is not so hot, so I usually wait about 20 minutes before I turn each side, and usually you wait about, you do like 4 cycles of the turning, so about 40 to 45 minutes for the actual cooking. It should look something like this after 30 minutes or so. This is not cooked yet, but it's an example of how it should look like. I'm just, again, turning it on the other side so that it cooks evenly and that it's nice and crisp. And I like to use an Asian chili sauce. This is the Asian chili sauce that I like to put on my chicken wings. It's kind of like the chili sauce for egg rolls. Instead, it's for meat. I use one of my brush here and I brush it along every wing. I let it sit in the oven for about 5 minutes before I open it again and I turn it to the other side and brush another coat of this chili sauce over it. Once you're done, you should have something looking like this. Now this is almost done. You can either take it out now, or if you want the sauce to still cook, you can leave it in for another minute or two. For me, I don't like to burn my wings, so I do another flip of this, put the sauce on, and it's good. And this is the actual finished chicken wing. Thanks for watching. Enjoy.